defense tech startup Overland AI. Well, it's just raised $100 million, and it includes a $20 million venture debt facility. The military robotics firm says it plans to use the funds to meet demand for autonomous ground vehicles. Let's find out more with Stephanie Bonk, president, co-founder of Overland AI. Steph, you talk about scaling battlefield-ready autonomous vehicles. How ready are they? How much are you already deployed within the Army?
Yeah, so we're doing a ton of end-user integration. Our team spent most of 2025 in the field with soldiers and Marines. And the thing that's very exciting is the number of use cases are expanding. So Overland's autonomous ground vehicles are being used from everything from reconnaissance to resupply to breaching.
So when we think about a sheer scale of money coming from venture capitalists who are recommitting, and the names are ones we know significantly, 8VC, for example, being one of them, 0.72, but you've also got Valor coming in. What is it that you're saying this 100 million will do? Is it the talent, therefore? How much is it more about the equipment, the supply chain? What is it that you're really having to think about?
Yeah, so in order for the U.S. to stay ahead in ground robotics, there needs to be more autonomous ground vehicles. So a lot of that funding is going into expanding our manufacturing capacity.
In the U.S.?
In the U.S., yes, and growing our customer-facing teams.
Steph, I've been looking at some video of Ultra, your autonomous ground vehicle, completely human-less, deployed into the battlefield. But my question is more about what your core competence is. You know, this is a very interesting piece of hardware, but there's also some suggestion you're pretty good at software too.
Yeah, so our core competency is our software. So our platform autonomy, which is the AI brain that powers our autonomous ground vehicles, is built for the most unforgiving conditions. Think rugged coastline, tangled forest, punishing ditches. This, the environments that we operate in are environments where robotaxis and autonomous trucks fail.
Steph, there used to be a television show in the United Kingdom called Robot Wars. I believe that a similar show aired in the United States, and the concept was testing out the robots in an arena environment. And bear with me. My understanding of this company's history is that that's kind of how you've done it as well. Engineering competition, gaming it in the field with the Army and the Army engineering teams. Could you talk a little bit about that history?
Yeah, so our company got its start in the DARPA RACER competition. So this was a competitive 4-year government program where we would show up every so often to a different military site and be tested by the government on missions we had never seen before. Overland was the last team standing in that competition, so we effectively won. And ever since then, demand has been increasing across the military. Army, Marines, special operators have been coming to us to integrate our tech into their missions.
Steph, some of the discussion around this raise has really been focusing on less experimentation, more actual deployment. We're in a moment, dare I call it hype, maybe exuberance around defense tech, and about how much actually some of this is really getting deployed. How much is it? How much are you really seeing this new type of defense technology getting in the field and proving useful?
Yeah, so we are testing a ton with end users. A great example is breaching. So combat engineers are responsible for breaching enemy defenses. This is an incredibly dangerous task. About 50% of the soldiers that are involved in this mission are expected not to survive. So Overland has partnered with an engineering brigade in the U.S. Army to incorporate our autonomous systems into their breaching operations to save lives. So what soldiers have done is they have used our autonomous ground vehicles that are fully unmanned, driven them multiple miles through off-road terrain to the edge of a minefield. When the vehicle got there, they remotely commanded the vehicle to launch a rocket with a line charge. When it detonated, it cleared all of the obstacles in that area, creating a safe lane for soldiers to advance. This is a textbook example of how autonomous ground systems can be used to reduce unnecessary risk to human life in military operations. And we've done this task multiple times, time and again.
Steph, your customer is the military apparatus of this country, and I'm assuming down the road, allies of this country as well. but that makes you kind of beholden to money from the public sector. How difficult is it to grow the business, therefore, win grants contract by contract?
So we have like great relationships with the U.S. government. I mean, it's a classical like sales process. Other things that we're doing is we're starting to expand into dual use applications, and that's something that we're able to do with this new round of funding. We've recently announced that we were working with CAL FIRE, the world's largest wildfire fighting organization, to also integrate our tech into their operations throughout the wildfire fighting cycle. And we see more and more ways that the systems that we've built originally with the US government can be used in other industries.
Stephanie Bonk, President, co-founder of Overland AI, thank you very much for joining us here on Bloomberg Tech.